What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we're going to go into a little bit about what does it actually mean that Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. What does it mean? What is this curse? What is this blessing? What is all of this? We're going to just stick straight to the Bible to get our answers today, because if we don't, we have no other way of understanding. So, real quick before we get into it, I do want to just point out it is better to do these Bible studies two by two when teaching, with two people. It's just sometimes it's hard for the brethren, to get together. But ideally, you could read this in Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9 to 12, Luke chapter 10, verse 1. Jesus sent them out two by two. Um, so, just acknowledging that this video will be reviewed by the brethren, and it is best to go two by two. But with that being said, let's get started. Let's start in Galatians chapter 3. Very misunderstood verses, really. And we're going to read what the curse is, first and foremost. In Galatians chapter 3, verse 10, Paul says, "For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, Cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them." So guys, right off the bat, we have a definition of what the curse is. You are cursed if you're not obeying the law. The curse is not obedience to the law. It's you have not obeyed the law. You are cursed because you have not obeyed the law. So that's first and foremost. Now, I want us to notice what it doesn't say. It does not say, "Cursed are those who do the law." In fact, that would be direct contradiction to Scripture. Let's turn to Revelation 22, verse 14. And there we are told, verse 14, "Blessed are they." So you have cursed and blessed. This is the opposite of cursed. "Blessed are they that do his commandments." Okay, so we have a blessing upon those that do the commandments. We saw the curse was not doing the commandments, was not obeying. But you are blessed if you do them. "Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city." So the curse is not doing the law, it's not obeying the law. You're under the curse. Let's turn back to Galatians chapter 3. You're under the curse if you are of the works of the law. Doing the law, obeying the law isn't the curse. But if you're under the works of the law, you are cursed. And what is that curse? Disobedience. You're cursed if you transgress the law. You're cursed if you disobey. Let's go to verse 13. "Christ hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, Cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree." So Christ came to redeem us from the curse. Just using the Bible, that curse is disobedience to the law. We are cursed because we have disobeyed, and Christ came to redeem us from that. Interesting. What does that actually mean? Verse 14, "That the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Jesus Christ, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith." So Christ redeeming us from the curse results in the blessing coming upon us. What is that blessing? Well, we could figure it out from here. Let's see it clearly in Acts chapter 3. The curse is disobedience, so what would the blessing be? Acts chapter 3, verse 25 and 26. "Ye are the children of the prophets, and of the covenant which God made with our fathers, saying unto Abraham," so this is The same thing we're reading about in Galatians. And in thy seed shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed. There's that word. What is the blessing? Unto you first, God, having raised up his son Jesus, sent him to bless you in turning every one of you in turning away every one of you from his iniquities. That is the blessing. We see in Galatians the curse is disobedience. If you disobeyed, you are cursed. Christ came to redeem us from that. Christ came to bless us. What is this blessing? Being turned away from our iniquities, being made righteous, actually righteous. Because blessed are they that do the commandments in Revelation 22, verse 14. That blessing is obedience, being able to obey the law, which can only be done through Christ. And God willing, in future videos, we'll get into that. That's the message of the entire Bible, is how can we obey? We're only in this situation separated from God because we disobeyed. We got to figure out how to get back. It's obedience. Only through Christ, only through the word can it be done. We'll get into it in future videos. And this is why we see it in Deuteronomy. This is the same message that has been preached in the Old Testament. There's nothing new under the sun. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. Paraphrasing. But Deuteronomy chapter 11, Moses tells us in verse 26 to 28, behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. Here we are again with that blessing and curse differentiation. A blessing if you what? If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. The blessing has always been obedience, guys. Verse 28, and a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods, which ye have not known. And just like the blessing is obedience, the curse is disobedience. So thanks, guys, for watching. We do have a Discord congregation in the link will be in the description below. You know, if you want to study, if you're truly serious about the truth, learning the truth, and teaching the truth, please join. Reach out to us. We would love to study with you, even if it's not in Discord. If you want to learn about the Bible, please reach out to us. We want to teach you. That's what we're here for. And we want to teach you how to be teachers, because God needs teachers to teach his law, to teach his word to the multitudes. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.